If it wasn't already apparent how despicable the Genshin Impact boycotters were, many of them decided to cheer and celebrate the theft of the CEO's rental car when he made a trip to California. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. And the HoYoverse CEO, HoYoverse is the developer that makes Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, and Honkai Impact Third. And his name is Lu Wei, but he also goes by Dawei. And his car was broken into during a trip to Sunnyvale, California, his rental car. You can see here, there is a post on Facebook. It says, MiHoYo founder, Dawei's car window smashed in Bay Area. A fan encountered Dawei, who had arrived in Sunnyvale, and discovered that the window of Dawei's rental car had been smashed. Dawei was likely on a business trip to visit HoYoverse's development office in California, or visiting HoYoverse's partners in Silicon Valley. It's close to Apple and NVIDIA. And then, obviously, there's another report here, too, that they add in an update saying that someone's laptop was indeed stolen from the vehicle. You can see pictures there of the smashed window of the car, and there he is next to the fan in the parking lot. So over on X, people decided to celebrate his car getting smashed in, celebrate this theft, celebrate crime. And many of these people are, I don't know if they are actually participating in the Genshin Impact boycott or the HoYoverse boycott, but they clearly have the same sentiments as the people that are participating in the Genshin Impact and the HoYoverse boycott. And if you don't know what's going on, basically a bunch of people started a boycott against Genshin Impact and HoYoverse in general, due to the fact that the upcoming Natlan characters do not have the proper skin tone according to them. So they've created a change.org petition, which has over 105,000 signatures. That was created back in July. It says, we call on MiHoYo to stop cultural appropriation and whitewashing in their games, and to commit to a respectful and accurate representation of all cultures. MiHoYo, a leading game development company, has repeatedly taken inspiration from indigenous cultures without proper representation and respect. In particular, the many characters from Sumeru and Natlan in Genshin Impact, and from Pinakoni in Honkai Star Rail, are all clearly white or only lightly tanned at best. So they aren't all white, right? Because there are some of them that are tan there, so can't even get their story straight. With the exception of some enemy NPCs, which has sparked concerns of racism among players and indigenous communities. Cultural appropriation and whitewashing perpetuate harmful stereotypes and diminish the rich cultural heritage of indigenous communities. These practices not only misrepresent cultures, but also contribute to ongoing marginalization and disrespect. And then you literally get a list that literally looks like it comes from Sweet Baby Inc. and other DEI woke consultancy companies. And it says that HoYoverse needs to engage with indigenous cultural consultants, revise existing content to ensure accurate representation, and commit to creating diverse and inclusive characters. Literally what you would see from Sweet Baby Inc. or another company called Hit Detection, which looks like to be involved in the Silent Hill 2 remake that Bloober team is working on. On top of this petition, we have this count on X called HYV Boycott, or HoYoverse Boycott, and it declares, I think it's safe to say that we have all had enough of the erasure of our cultures and identities. There's no erasure of the cultures or identities happening. They literally have a fictional world set in Tavat in Genshin Impact, and then Honkai Star Rail, they're literally flying around in outer space, going to different planets. Has nothing to do with our galaxy or our universe at all. Today, I introduce you all to Boycott HoYoverse. We will be in account sharing, how you can boycott, spread the word, anything helps. They go on and add this. There has been a distinct lack of darker skin tones represented in the game. Characters from these cultures are actively being heavily referenced, but are being whitewashed. This is especially noticeable and ever present in not only Sumeru and Natlan, but also in other nations. These practices not only misrepresent said cultures, but also contribute to the ongoing marginalization and disrespect that is perpetuating colorism further in the media, causing even more harm than good to communities and groups of individuals who are a part of them. So you get the idea of what these people are about and what they're advocating for. So this is what people were responding to after they found out the news that Dawei had been robbed and that his rental car had been smashed. He is the victim of a crime. And so this person wrote this: can the robber make the characters get melanin? This person here says, crying, don't tell me somebody actually blackmailed him into giving the Natlan characters more melanin. We got a couple here, or a few here. This person is taking sympathy on the car instead of Dawei. Damn poor car. I don't condone it, but like owned, says Trey MVX, celebrating it there. And then Storm or Menden Guden says, change the skin tone LMAO. This is probably the most despicable one that I saw right here. This guy, no more rain wallet. As long as it's not something that harms him and those around him directly, I approve it. We should make them know we are serious about the dark skin and boycott. So literally saying that more crime should be committed against this guy in order for him to realize that they are boycotting. It's just absolutely evil here. And this person even asks, like, you approve thievery? Do you think it's worth it just for pixels? And he responded, it's not pixels if it takes influence from in real life cultures and whitewashes them. It's very harmful. No, it's absolutely not. It has nothing to do with in real life cultures. Genshin Impact and HoYoverse have made that very clear in responses to individuals who have made such claims to them in complaints and actually published them. They're like, this is a fictional world. Please recognize that it is fiction. Thank you. Here's another one. Here comes the ad hominems, right? This person says deserved racist F. And then this person is calling him even worse, in my opinion. It's sick stuff these people are making accusations of. Now you can read it on the screen there. So I think it's very clear that these individuals are more upset that HoYoverse has created fictional worlds that do not cater to their woke ideology and left-wing political ideas, rather than the fact that his car was broken into and a crime was committed. It just shows kind of where their state of mind is, where their conscience is. It's truly sad. It's truly sad. These people cannot determine right from wrong. They think that if you don't follow their woke ideology, you deserve to have crimes committed against you, whether it be theft or probably something else. I mean, this guy up here is basically saying, as long as it's not something that harms him and those around him directly. So anything that doesn't physically harm him, and if it's a crime, it should be committed against him in order to approve the boycott. I mean, that's kind of where a lot of these people are. It's truly sick. It's truly deranged. It's truly disturbing. It shows a degradation of society that we even have people posting stuff like this. Fortunately, I mean, the guy looks like he got ratioed pretty good there. 16 responses, only 8 likes. So that's the one good thing. Most of these responses, except for this one, 122, 646. So obviously you see some of them, more popular ones are getting up there, but obviously the more despicable ones didn't get as many likes. So I guess that is a good sign on that case, but still, it's a slippery slope. And these ones up here lead to the ones that get even more despicable as their minds start to suffer from the woke mind virus. And it literally makes them dumber, makes them stupider, makes them want to become more violent. I think that's very clear. I mean, you have these people getting down into here where this guy's like, oh, if it doesn't harm him physically, it's okay. We can commit crimes against him. I mean, truly, truly despicable behavior here from these people. But I don't think any of this is going to affect whether or not they change their character designs, specifically in Genshin Impact, because we had this post from Haunted Faye, kind of referenced it earlier. This person, I think, actually deleted their account, but they originally posted on July 12th, and they received a message from HoYoverse informing him that the game is fictional. So the user posted, Genshin is not real life. Genshin Impact, what kind of response is this when a player submits feedback about racism and colorism, embarrassing, unprofessional behavior from a company of grown-ups and supposed mature, well-read developers? Hashtag why are they white Hoyo? And this is the actual response that he got, that he's whining about. Please be kindly reminded that Genshin Impact is a work of fiction and is not related to actual people, events, groups, or organizations. We do really hope for your understanding. So basically just telling these people, this is a work of fiction. We're not changing it. Have a good day. And obviously, don't think this boycott has any effect whatsoever. Their revenue actually increased by almost 10%, 8.8% in July with the release of Zenless Zone Zero. You can see that they grossed $177.4 million in July, according to Gacha Revenue. Between Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin Impact. That is up from 163 million, which is what they brought in June, which was just from Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact because Zenless Zone Zero hadn't come out yet. And then even if you go back to May, July's grosses were actually up 23%. And in May, it grossed 144 million between Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. And as people have posted on other videos that I've discussed this, is that this is just from mobile. So this doesn't include things like PlayStation or Steam or PC or things like that, where you just have it downloaded from their launcher. I don't think it's actually on Steam, but definitely not on PlayStation and definitely not through PC. So the revenues actually are probably a lot higher than what we're seeing here, because this, I think, is just from mobile revenue from Sensor Tower, which is where Gacha Revenue gets their data from. So that is what is happening in Genshin Impact with the Genshin Impact boycotters. They are now showing just how despicable they are by celebrating violent crime against the founder, CEO of HoYoverse. Absolutely disgusting stuff here. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, but to always speak the truth.